Okay. Thanks, Ryan, Mr. Veins. That sounds gross, dude. For suggesting this. I hate myself and you for it. I'm gonna begin each of these videos with a little preamble about this ensemble I have here because it sucks. I just want to have this stupid headband to keep my hair out of my face because I'm trying to grow it out and it looks like shit right now. So, I'm working on it, man. This is simply just for practical purposes. Anyway, as Ryan suggested, Final Fantasy II. Okay, as he may know, I hate. Maybe I don't hate. I have problems with the NES version. I don't think the Dawn of Souls and further versions of it. I never actually played the Wonder Swan version. I think it's pretty much the same as Dawn of Souls, minus a couple things. But either way, I really don't think that those versions are bad. They add a lot of quality of life things that I think FF2 really struggled with. I kind of like the art style of them. It's not terrible. I think the biggest issue I have with FF2 is the inverse leveling. So if you level your strength by attacking, then you have a chance. And the operative word here is chance, because that is what the level system kind of is at times. Sure, there's ways to manipulate the RNG, but I don't want to do that. It's too much work for nothing. So anyway, if you level strength, your magic takes a hit, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. And it's very unclear at times, or unintuitive, which does which. So that's a struggle. A lot of people call this game grindy, and it is, but it's grindy in a way that's sort of progressive. So I think a lot of people's mistake with it is that they'll go out of the first town and maybe the first couple towns and just kind of grind on monsters to get their skills up to where the player thinks that they should be. But the game really isn't designed like that. It's actually the curve. And again, I'm only talking about the remakes. Don't know that much about the NES version because I never finished it. But the curve is actually pretty proportionate to where your skills should be at. And where your stats, rather. So I think the biggest problem that people have with this game is that they either come out too bloated and strong, or that they're puny and pathetic, and they're leveling the wrong things because it's not really clear which magic is useful. Magic is almost never useful in this game except to heal and like buff and stuff. So people just have drastically different experiences with this game. This is the most pretentious Final Fantasy ever, and I don't mean that in the context of like Kino art house nothing stories. No, not nothing stories, but abstract stories like FF8 or FF13. I hate the word art house, by the way. I fucking hate it. I hate when people use it. I don't know why I just did, because it's probably because I hate myself. I don't know. Self-deprecation, dude. This is what I get for doing a couple minute long videos. And like anxious Woody Allen vibes, apparently. That's not me. But yeah, I think the enemy design in this game is great. I like a lot of the concepts that you would see reworked into future titles. FF6 is a big one, even though it's basically Star Wars, Evil Empire, and so on. I really liked the sort of, what is it, like the word or term mechanic that you like learn different terms from different NPCs. I kind of wish that was fleshed out a little bit more. I think Furion looks dope. Furion's a cool looking guy, man. I think there's some Letty and George vibes of Mice and Men with Furion and Guy. I don't even want to touch that subject because it's bad. It's bad. What else about FF2? Love the Emperor. He's very flamboyant. He's like a mixture of Emperor Palpatine and David Bowie, a David Bowie character somewhere. I love it. I love the M. Night Shyamalan twist of going to hell. I don't really like how this game doesn't really ever develop too much mechanically, even though it makes you think it does. It is a little frustrating to level up, and I think like when we talk about FF2, we end up quagmiring ourselves with the leveling system, as evidenced by this video right here. But I think that's like the biggest touchstones. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to just focus on the leveling system, but yeah, What else could I say about it? The game is actually really easy if you play the newer versions, man. It's not that hard. Just play it, experience it, appreciate it for what it is. Fuck the NES version, and fuck you for like inciting my inflammatory posts about it, Ryan. Not actually. Fuck you. You're a great dude, and I appreciate you a lot. That's all I gotta say.